Howdy, my name is Stee, and welcome to a little warning before the video. The contents of the following discussion contain my own personal views on the likes of funerals and death in general. And it seems very foreign to an awful lot of people, so I'm just warning you now because I don't want you to get offended, perhaps, by the subject matter which I talk about. So, here we go. Now, the main problem that I do have with funerals and stuff like that is people coming up to the family of the deceased and offering the platitudes. The platitudes are one thing that I despise. There are only so many platitudes that actually go through. Sorry for your loss. He will be missed. No shit, he'll be missed. That's why I'm crying. Or the worst offender of all, my insert relative here died as well. It gets better. Of course it's going to get better. Everybody knows it's going to get better. But we're not talking about the future. Right now, I'm in a moment where I'm at this person's funeral. So right now, I'm sad. I need to be sad. I want to be sad. I don't need people telling me that it's going to be great in like 6 months or so. That's all well and good, but for the moment, I'd like to weep and mourn in peace. But of course, the other side of that whole argument is that what if no one ever came up to you and said sorry for your loss? Well, that's the thing. The words aren't necessary. A handshake or a hug or like a hand on the shoulder or something. Humans are touch-sensitive creatures. They crave community and affection and touching and love and physical contact. In this day and age of texts and emails and Facebook and everything else, people have been drawn so far apart that human connection, togetherness, is non-existent. Just feeling another person there and feeling their presence there is more than enough. That it's more than any platitudes could possibly offer to make somebody feel loved and safe. When somebody dies, mortality is on everybody's mind. Because we're humans and we're all mortal and we all know that one day we are all going to die. And that scares people. And what do we do when we're scared? We reach out to people. We reach out for human contact. We reach out to the nearest person and we try and feel a connection to ground ourselves in the living world by feeling another living creature. It doesn't necessarily have to be a human. You can hug a dog if you want. But it's physical contact that can help people through the toughest times. So if there's anybody out there who's going through any tough times that you know of, please just hug them or give them a high five. Give them, I don't know, pat them on the shoulder, smack them in the face. Something to let them know that you are there. You are physically there for them. So please, go out and hug your family, hug your friends, hug the people that you love, hug that special someone, hug a complete stranger. It doesn't matter. Because the best part about a hug is it goes both ways. You give a hug, and you also get a hug in return. It's perpetual happiness. It's like perpetual energy, only with happiness. There's only one rule that I live by. If you have it in your power to make somebody happy, you have an obligation to make that person happy. There is no greater weapon in your arsenal of making someone happy than a hug and a smile. Try and spread some love, because death is what brings out the weirdest emotions in people. Now, this is the part when most people will get weirded out or look at me funny when I say this, but I don't go into the church for the ceremony of the actual funeral itself. I show up for the removal of the coffin from the hearse into the church, and I wait around outside. I'll maybe go for a walk or something. Then when it comes back out again, I'll be there. And what I've noticed from all these, I've been to 4 funerals in the last 6 months, and at each one I've noticed that very few people cry at funerals because everybody is there hugging and spreading love and telling old funny stories. Did you know that statistically more people cry at weddings than they do at funerals? More people smile and laugh at funerals because so many memories are shared and so much happiness is just, that's why I love going to funerals, because so much happiness comes out of such a bad situation. And it's very amazing to see that human beings still have the power to get together and actually share a smile. So that's what I look forward to. So that's the end of this, whatever this is. I started off talking about funerals and I ended up talking about happiness. You'd never think that that connection would be made, but if you think about it carefully, you'll see that at a funeral, very few people are sad. There's just so much happiness, and it's great. So since this is Queer Quandaries, I'm going to put the question to you guys. Now, regardless of your moral or ethical or religious beliefs or anything like that, how do you feel about like death and funerals? Because it's a very weird subject. A lot of people will cling to religion and the whole religious aspect, whatever they believe about life and death and everything else. Other people stick with family. Other people turn to drink. I'll admit it, I've had my fair share of sessions after funerals, but once it just stays as one single session. That's all I'm saying. I'd like to know how you yourself deals with death. Don't feel any obligation to say anything, but it's a very odd subject, because there's just so much sadness because somebody's gone, but yet there's so much happiness surrounding it because everybody just keeps telling these fantastic, often embarrassing stories about the person who's died. So yeah, it's very weird. I'm always in a very weird mood after I come back from a funeral. I'm just back now. I'm back about 20 minutes from the funeral, because as I say, some people are crying, some people are laughing their asses off, and it's just a very interesting mix. And so in closing, to all my family and all my friends and all the people that I know and care about, I love you all. And my name has been Stee. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye now.